Hello, my friends. I don't know if I'm the only one who's feeling this, but I think we're going through a huge dimensional shift. I have talked a lot about shifting timelines and, definitely moving into a new frequency. And we can also call it a new dimension. There's many, many, many dimensions everywhere. It's just that we are only tuned into the third dimension, and it's very limited. We've lived in it for a long, long time. It's become the norm. It's basically all we know, most people, and it's all happening here in between the ears. And it's hard sometimes to imagine anything out of it, outside of it. I definitely have a number of friends who they wouldn't even know they don't know what I'm talking about when I talk these different dimensions or different timelines, higher frequencies. They can't compute it because their world experience is basically only what's going on in between the ears, in the head, and which is experienced as a projection out there, which we call the world. So if you're not tuned into the finer energies, the frequencies, then of course it doesn't make any sense at all. And you would just think, this is crazy, crazy talk, woo woo. Actually, I saw this little thing written the other day. It's not woo woo, it's true, true. And I really like that. If you are connected, then you'll know that what is called woo woo is actually true, true, because it's becoming our experience in this dimension that we have not really been. Oh, I think my cat is coming on. Come. That we just haven't tuned into that for a long time. And that's why it feels like woo woo, but it's not. It is actually just a new dimension, a new way of experiencing life that these creatures already do. But they're just not making a big deal out of it. They just, share their love, their connection, their nature, the naturalness of living. And we have come very far from that. And we are now in a beautiful time in history, as far as there is history. Of course, his history is still happening in this dimension. But we are in a time where there are these newer, higher frequencies coming in that we now have the opportunity to tune into. And when we do that, we are experiencing like, oh, there is something different here. And of course, the reason that I want to talk about that a lot, often, is to normalize it. For those where it might be new, yet you might be noticing something, you go like, there's more, there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but I know this is not it, this solid stuff. So if this is new for you, I would definitely invite you to be curious about it. At least be curious about it. You might not understand it. You might not even know what it means to tune into it. Like, tune into what? There's just the same here. But there is a part of us that notices that there is also something else. I have often talked about it as the field, which is how Rumi has talked about it, right? There is beyond right doing and wrongdoing, right and wrong. Beyond that, there is a field. And he says, I will meet you there. I meet you there. And that is where I love to meet people also. I shared a little bit about it the other day on a video, and it just gives me a deep sense of contentment, belonging, normalcy when I can meet others in that field where when we talk about it, we talk about the field, we talk as the field, from the field. And there is just a natural understanding and recognition of like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And somebody else who's not connected with it go like, what? What are you talking about? But for those who are connected, there's that recognition, and it just feels so wonderful. It's like you finally meet your real friends or your real family where you live in that frequency, that different dimension. Even though we are still in this 3D third dimension, we're also, there's also the density and the physicality, but there is also something else. And as far as I'm concerned, we are making a very real, tangible shift into this higher dimension, which is very different than what we are used to. You want to join again? You can be here. Yeah. It's so nice to be around animals, right? And plants because that's so natural for them. And they invite that. I really feel that my cat invites that demand, that love, that connection without without the protection and the layers that we carry. They just invite it out because they are living it naturally. It's nothing strange for them. And then the more we get in touch with that. And certainly animals and nature can help us with that. Also, people who are connected in that. It all helps us recognize it in ourselves again so that it's not like we are needing to do something, move into a new dimension or something. It's not like that. It's more recognizing what is here and what has always been here that we have simply forgotten about or ignored or doubted. So it's more like we are becoming it consciously. We have always been it, but not consciously. So now, as we start recognizing that in ourselves and in others, that dimension that is becoming more alive for us and more real, not so woo-woo, but more like true, it becomes easier to talk to others about it. I feel in myself the more I just rest in that. There's not even resting, it's just there, right? But the more I've felt more comfortable in that and confident in that, it's easier just to talk about it like that with others because it's completely natural. So please join me in moving into this new dimension, this shift we're going through. Again, you don't need to get on an airplane or a boat or something to get to that. You just need to really pause and pay attention to what else is going on. And you might feel it as something shifting in your body or in your mind. You might notice it as, certain things that felt very normal and accepted, that they're like, they don't make sense anymore, right? That density that we took for granted, we can't really take it for granted anymore. There's something not right about it. So I'm trying to describe it so it may maybe match some of yours experience where you just go like, what is this? I would really pay attention to that. That is telling you something that is out of the density, right? You start sensing something new. And then, of course, whatever that is that we're experiencing, it's that frequency that is taking birth through us and as us. And it wants to live as you and I, just naturally, just like my little cat here. It just walks through life. We're just being ourselves. We're just following the flow, the movement, the inspiration. We don't let the mind, the old paradigm programming of the mind, we don't let it stop us so much. We will do it for a while because, it's all we know, right? But less and less, we just like, oh no, that doesn't feel good, that's like a contraction. It's making me feel wrong or not good enough. Like, no, I want to stay with this. So what is it that I really want? And there is a lot of truth to following what feels good, what makes us happy, what makes us feel expanded or connected, and less energy to the opposite of that. And that can be difficult for a while because again, we're so accustomed to live in contraction and density. And now this new dimension, which is not new, it is new to us for a while. We're becoming more accustomed to it. And it is asking us to embrace it and to embody it, to become it consciously. The more we engage in that in ourselves and with other like-hearted, the more it comes back to life. It's not going to come back to life if we keep squashing it, if we keep letting the mind's old programs run the show. Like, no, you can't do that, or that's weird, or that's woo-woo, or what are they going to think about me? Yeah, that they will think weird things about you for a while. Count on it, right? They will think you're woo-woo. And then you can just translate it in your mind. It's like, it's actually true. I just love that expression, but I heard that earlier today. So I want to just milk that a little bit. And my friends, this is the time. If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? If you don't step out of that programming consciously by doing whatever is needed, you're gonna get stuck in there, and you are literally gonna go under with the old paradigm. It's crumbling. It cannot hold itself up anymore. It's all areas. And you may, if you watch the news or hear what's going on out there, it's every sector that's impacted by it and will be so more and more because it is crumbling. It has to crumble. This frequency that we're feeling, this connection in our heart, that is what's taking birth. And it cannot take birth into something that is crumbling. This new energy does not fit in the old, right? So it's this light coming out, and it's pressing and pushing and expanding out through the contractions and the density. It literally is like giving birth to the true part of yourself. And that can only happen when we are willing to let go of the old version of ourselves that is based on lack, limitation, fear, all the horrible things that we don't want anymore. So it is a real shift in dimension in our experience. And it's because we are letting go of an old, outdated dimension. And you will recognize it because it's these voices, programs in your mind that keep on to stop you and hold you back and keep you in this density. This is what we need to recognize. We need to say no more. And it's easy to say no more when you feel in your heart like you're almost ready to puke. You're so sick and tired of all that contraction. You're so done with it. It gives you, headache and a heartache and anger and grief. And it's like, oh, I just don't want it anymore. That is the best place to be, because then you will say no more. And you can always go back and watch some of my older videos where I talk a lot about that. It's like really like breaking up with fear, because you just cannot let that run your life anymore. So, my friends, welcome to this higher dimension, to this shift in dimension that we are going through. Welcome. I welcome you, your true you. I welcome you out through all that rubble and rubbish and nonsense and contraction and density. I welcome you out into this state of freedom and oneness, because that is the new reality that we are moving into. But we have to make that move in ourselves and really saying yes to this and no to the contraction. That is my invitation if you are resonating with this. And of course, as always, if you need support in that, that is what I'm here for. I really feel like I am that bridge between the old and the new, and helping people cross over. It's a fun job, actually. I love it. And then there's still the parts of myself that are in the new, still in the old. I also help my own parts over, and I reach out to others if I feel stuck in that. That's how it works in the world of oneness. We're in this together. So we need each other. We can support each other. So, my friends, welcome to the new earth. It's right inside of you. The invitation is to just step into it. Okay. I will see you again soon. Thank you.